So if you are in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, you have a black-owned business, and you could use my whatever the case may be. I sat down with JP Morgan Chase, who has this amazing to get back on. So why don't I start with you? You know, we're going to start with you introducing yourself, and how y'all managed to bless them as well.
So once I do the coaching, we figure out some areas.
As this minority business program and Village, let me tell you your request so we can bring you back in, because your story.
And now we got Sophie, so we can hear some more about her story.
To go out on my own and start my own venture, and my business was really job seeking to the community. So I was having some work that you learn or not, right? So I have a career that keeps
Sitting down with Christina and one of the super dope businesses.
More because they keep increasing the amounts on them without me even. I have to figure out what questions you're answering for the community and people around you to really be doing.
This is all that you offer, and make sure people know how to do.
So I said, oh my gosh, if done. But I wanted people to know that and you have to be practical because you still have to pay your bills at home.
Kids doing whatever, however, with whomever. Sunday, is this the Sunday that I sit down and write out my business plan, possibly with a business, the program one more time, where people can
what it really takes and make those. Her credit was good. She made
want to have these conversations for that. We often see the video. I'm sure you know somebody who has a business.
Again, moving in blocks of success. Moving with people. Yesterday, I was outside in the parking lot of this building, breaking down a pallet.
Who are starting the path or on the path of entrepreneurship. Thank you. We will see you the first Friday. Welcome to episode 2 of Buy Black First Fridays with me, your girl Poet. As you know, also proud host of Midday Shenanigans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WPGC 95.5. Of course, you can catch me serving that Dish Minute Monday through Friday on Dish Nation on Fox 5 and Fox 5 Plus. So before we bring up our guest for today, for those who are new to this, as you know, for 5 years in an amazing row, I've been doing Buy Black Friday spotlights on my show every Friday, 12:30. I spotlight a black-owned business in the DMV. So if you are in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, you have a black-owned business, and you could use my little old spotlight. I mean, only 350,000 people listen to me a week. I don't know. Maybe your business could use that. You email me at buyblackfriday@wpgc.com. Full details on your business, bio, website links. I might ask a few questions just to make sure that all businesses are on the up and up before I introduce them to the village. So in interviewing all of these amazing businesses, I got to talking with some of the business owners, and I found out 2 things. One, there were some people that wanted to start businesses, but they really didn't have any idea how to do that. Some folks have a business, but don't know how to level up, how to find money if they're missing things that are stopping them from getting more clientele, or whatever the case may be. I sat down with JP Morgan Chase, who has this amazing program for business owners just for that reason. Absolutely free. So whatever it is that you think you may need to do to set yourself up for the next level, they've created a space with intent for businesses of color and minorities, period, because we already know what the statistics are and how life be lifing. So with that, tonight we're going to have multiple conversations. One, we are going to talk to none other than Josie Harris of BlackBellaDC, this wellness spa that is out of this world, who did go through Chase's business program, who'll tell us how that helped her, what she thinks other businesses could learn from that. And then, I'm good for an expert. I'm going to actually bring in my girlfriend, Christina, who works with this program specifically. She might even end up being your mentor to tell you how the program works, what you need to know, what you need to have in order to be a part of it. And then we're going to go from there. Is that cool with everybody? Good, because I couldn't think of any other way to spend my Friday than with you. So with that, I believe our first guest is here. I get excited about things like that because I feel like when we know better, we do better, we move better. A little bit about Bella Josie Harris, LNT, CLT. She's a licensed massage therapist, a certified lymphedema therapist, licensed esthetician, board certified in therapeutic massage and body work. I love the way this resume is resume. Hello, Bella. I'm excited about things like that because I feel like when we know better, we do better, we move better. A little bit. Can you see me? I don't know. I hope she's not having technical difficulties. So we wait for Josie to join us. I believe that our other guest of honor is here, my partner in crime in making sure that we build each other up. None other than Christina Sicard, who, I mean, I wish I knew as much as I knew. I knew you was going to have him for me. Hated it. How are you today, Christina? Christina.
I'm well. How are you?
I am good. It looks like Josie is going to have to redistribute her technicals to get back on. So why don't I start with you? You know, we're going to start with you introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about what you do, and then we will get into BlackBellaDC and how y'all managed to bless them as well. So the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you so much. And Poet, and listen, I love doing this with you. There's no other. Oh, Lord, what's happening?
This got real sexy real quick, village. What is this? All right, here we go.
Here we go. So thank you, Poet, for having me. I love doing this. I'm enjoying these Friday chit chats that we're having. So Christina Sicard, I'm a senior business consultant with JPMorgan Chase. I work with our minority entrepreneurs group. I really do two things. That's it. I do one-on-one coaching and mentorship with minority businesses, specifically in Black and Hispanic and Latino communities. The goal is to see how we can repair some of the racial systemic issues that people have been dealing with for years, some of the blocks that come from the big banks, and how can we repair those relationships, pour into those communities, give them resources, help them level up and level the playing field. So once I do the coaching, we figure out some areas to focus on. It's like a 3 to 6 month program. Most of my clients have been in business for at least 2 years, doing business at least 100,000 in sales. So we're moving, you know, they got some skin in the game. And then the other thing, I do a lot of workshops to talk to big groups of entrepreneurs about topics that are important to them and help them try to figure those dynamics out. And then hopefully walk away with wanting to join my program if, you know, they feel that it works for them.
We definitely want to. And I mean, JPMorgan Chase is actually committed. We had this conversation when we first met about how y'all have actually committed and put your money where your mouth is. 30 billion, not 100, not 1,000, not million. Y'all have committed 30 billion of your own dollars to address what we already know is the wealth inequity in the U.S., especially for minority and Black business owners. So you have this minority business program and Village, let me tell you, because they helped me with something. When you go to chase.com/minority-businesses, they help you write my business plan. And Dr. Christina going to go over it with me later on in the week so I can make sure that it's all up and up. But like that's for, it's for us. Not only that, how to get your business started. We talked about that earlier, how for some of us, we have these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar ideas, but sometimes we don't know how to start. And it's so easy, Chris, to be like, oh, just go do it. Just go right there. Just go do that. And then you're like, but how do I start? They have a starting business checklist, which has really helped me kind of figure out what I want my consulting agency to do and how I want it to be done and who I want to help. Business coaching, which I can tell y'all now is a lifesaver because it's nothing like having the idea, having what you want to package, but not knowing how to present it when you're in front of money or people. So, Chris, you sit right there. Josie says she is ready. Josie, send me a request so we can bring you back in because your story is a good one. I'm hearing whispers that y'all met by accident and then y'all bounced back and then, yeah, I'm here for all of this. Let's see. All right, Josie, when you're ready, send me a request and we is ready to have you. So while I have you, Chris, let's talk about the actual program itself. It's free for people to join.
It's absolutely complimentary. You don't have to have a Chase account. You just got to have a commitment to working with me, to doing the work, putting in the time, taking the, you know, really focusing. And, you know, sometimes I give out homework, things to do, like working on your business plan. I love that you've been on the website because you've seen a lot of things and there's so many things. And there's even an easier way to get to it. It's chase.com/business consultant, one word. And it will take you to the page. Then you tap on the resources link and you can look at all the resources that you mentioned. And now we got Sophie so we can hear some more about her story.
Again, we welcome our special guest for this episode is none other than Josie Harris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So grateful to have you. Josie, we always start by having our special guest tell us about you, where you're from, and then we're going to get into BlackBellaDC.
So we can hear some more about her story. Do you have two things going, Josie? Because I hear some feedback in the background.
It's none other than Josie Harris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So grateful to have you. Josie, we always start by having our special guest tell us about you, where you're from, and then we're going to get into BlackBellaDC.
Can you guys hear me? I'm having a little bit of trouble with my phone.
Do you have us on your phone or do you have us on your laptop?
Are you on your phone, Josie, or your laptop? Now we can't hear you.
I wonder if she thinks she needs her laptop.
I know, because I think it was better to just her phone. Just use your phone.
Yeah, you use your phone. You don't need your laptop. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So close whatever that is. And now just use your phone. Just turn the volume up on your phone. Hello?
Okay, I'm good. Can you guys hear me on there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, olive oil, if you want to know.
No.
It's an introduction. No, Josie, you won't get the introduction. You're supposed to have it.
Thank you for having me. I love the introduction. Thank you. I appreciate both of you. I don't know where to start. I'm a fifth generation Washingtonian. I'm from corporate America for, like, of course, decades. And then I finally got the cojones to go out on my own and start my own venture. And my business was really focused on serving the community, being inside of the Ward 8 Washington, D.C. community, creating equitable jobs for the women and families in my community. So those are the things that were like super important to me. And I just really am figuring out how to make it happen and how to do it. When you talk about racial disparity, it's in everything. Redlining is not just banking. It's like housing, it's business, it's all these different things.
Yeah.
And it's so systemic. Like, it's so normal to us to not have things that it's really saddening. But the good news is I just went all in with it, took my own 401k savings, investments, and everything else, and started to build this brand from the inside out. And I'm in the process now of scaling up from not just one new construction location, but two brand new construction locations. One in Southeast. I don't even know who I think I am some days. But one is in Ward 8 in Southeast DC, and then we have a luxury spa in Lanham, Maryland coming. And I would like to bring something to our community. As I said, from the inside out, it's not just the spa and the services. You know, we're bringing in like Australian-made Vichy shower tables, Himalayan salt, all these fabulous things. And this is for us, of us, by us. And working on, again, creating those jobs and things in the community. So I was having some partnerships with some of the people who do a lot of community activations, and I learned about how Chase Bank was partnering with them on the community advocacy side. So I started to ask a few questions, and I also saw that Chase was opening up all these brick and mortar branches in the city, and I love following the real estate moves because I noticed while all the other banks were pulling out of the community, Chase was just opening here and here and here. So I actually went and got a Chase business account maybe 2 years ago, and the dots just, like I said, accidentally kind of connected from the community aspect, me just being a little bit intuitive and nosy. And then I was connected by Brian, the VP of Chase in our local market, to Christina. And lo and behold, I couldn't believe the gems that they had for me. And when I tell people the consulting that Chase is given is like a 6-figure value, I know this because I'm in that situation where I'm on an installment plan paying for consulting. So when someone comes on Wall Street and they have the breadth of knowledge and you have access to resources like that for free 99, you cannot understand. Like, you can go into debt trying to learn some of the stuff that Chase is giving people for free. And some of the things that Christina's been able to do with me is give me a second and third set of eyes on my financials, because you may think you're doing good until you learn you're not, right? So I have a forensic CPA, but what does that mean? I don't know any other forensic CPA, so who's watching her watch my money? So Chase came in, gave everything a once over, and it taught me more about how to prepare myself to get other financial tools for the business. And just, I mean, as I said, it's been a very rich experience. The value in it, I cannot say enough about. And then in addition to that, just teaching me how to show up properly on paper. You know, some of the stuff we do in the hood, everybody got a Cash App business, there's Zelle business. You're so busy trying to hide the money that you're losing money. And we don't know that until someone from the other side of it with the other lens that does the underwriting process, that does the loans, tells you what you're looking for. Because I have to admit, a lot of the times I honestly assume this stuff is just racially driven. But there's a real life banking metric. But if no one teaches you that and you don't know how to show up, then you just think, oh, they're discriminating against me. We can only take that so far. So some of the things that I learned about Chase, it was not just developing the business, but it was developing me as a grown-up. So,
Wait a minute, Joe, because now we got to go back and ask questions. If you're just tuning in, this is episode 2 of Buy Black First Fridays, where for the first Friday of every month, we're sitting down with Christina and one of the super dope businesses that she's been able to consult with and help level up and grow. The beautiful woman in front of you in the pink is none other than Josie Harris. She is the owner of BlackBellaDC, which we're going to get into the name and what she's offering. But I want to go back. I want to ask you a little bit about what you learned about you as a business owner from this program, because I think you hit and we're very transparent, and we be thinking we businessing, but the business ain't businessing for real, and that is holding us back.
So some of the things that I learned about myself is Christina really made me proud of myself. My mom's been a bill collector since I was born. I have a very, very conservative relationship with money and debt. And when you reap what you sow, it's not always a bad thing. And when someone looks at you and says, oh my gosh, you're doing well, like you're doing a lot of the right stuff, I'm like, am I? Like, ting, ting, thank you. So that made me like really proud to see that, again, reaping what I sow, all of these different decisions that I've made leading up to now have been working for me. But devil's advocate, I have been using my own capital. So Christina taught me to stop being afraid to partner and actually learning how to partner with the bank. I see the bank as a place that will hold on my little bit of money until I need it. And I usually ask the bank for things that I know I can get. But again, she taught me how to partner better with the bank, how to utilize the capital outside, and also how to pay myself more. Because for the first 4 years of my business, I never even paid myself. And then up until now, I am the lowest paid person on my payroll. But again, reaping what I sow, I've set up my financials in a way so that I don't really need anything. And I can afford to invest in my team and the business. But I do want to retire, so I can't retire on $15 an hour. What's that going to look like? So those are some of the things that I learned about with Chase. But then to go a step further, when we talk about that 30 billion with a B, I'm watching that money work, right? Because they've developed these specialized lending tools for small businesses like me. I've always been, again, I don't apply for stuff that I don't kind of have insight to know that I'm going to get. Like, I don't just go out putting my credit on stuff, applying for things. So they've developed these specialized lending tools and things that are set up especially for us to help us kind of incubate our business finances and grow our credit. Things like a loan that's a line of credit for the first 60 months. It's a very short application process. I mean, I couldn't even apply for a car with an application that short. It was very basic, very quick approval. A cash card that they had given me to help me with my construction and kind of recurring fees. And then within 6 months, they've been kind of baby stepping and watching my good credit and how I pay. They keep increasing the amounts on them without me even asking. So all of these different things, having the knowledge to know how to show up right, getting the tools, having the tools evolve and advance as I am. It's been crazy. I switched all of my business banking from PNC to Chase right before I graduated from the incubator. And then after Christina, she told me I was going to graduate, and I said, oh, you're trying to kick me out. I said, no, I'll talk to you next week. And she's like, no, we're not going anywhere. They actually assigned me to a personalized banker. She meets me where I am, how I need to be. If I need to talk to this lady on Zoom, she would get on a Zoom and do banking with me. like issue me cashier's checks, whatever it is I need to do, the time of day I need her, the day of week I need her. There's all these things that to me, it feels like what banking looks like when you walk in and they're like, hey, Josie, I walk in the bank, no one knows me. They only know me if I cause problems. But at Chase, they really like know you, care, invest in you. And then people are circling back to me from her leadership team to say, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you doing? How can I support your initiatives and goals? Because we have to create blocks of power and move together. You can't just be in situations in business thinking about me, me, me. You have to figure out what questions you're answering for the community and people around you to really be doing it. So they're again really just challenging me to show up better as a human, a woman, a business owner, a leader, all that good stuff. And I'm happy. I'm loving it.
Thank you, Joe.
You know, there's so many gems that you're dropping right now. First, you noticed that when everybody else was pulling out of what was considered by some the less desirable parts of town, Chase was popping up. Not with just banks. Now we got whole cafes. Come in here, sit a spell, and let us help you work through whatever it is that you're trying to do because we want to take care of you. Right. I love how you talked about your banker meeting you where you are. There are a lot of people out here saying that they want to help folks in business, but then they want you to jump through their hoops, come down their streets, their ladders, and find them somewhere. There's something to be said about a company that says, okay, I'm going to really meet you where you are because I'm going to come to where you are and I'm going to see how you're working. I'm going to touch bases with you. I'm going to touch it with you. Then we're going to sit down. And I love how you're like, Christina asked me, what was I looking for? What are my goals? It's one thing to tell me what you're going to do for me, but how about helping me do what I set out to do to begin with? I am loving this story. I definitely wanted to talk to you about BlackBellaDC. Love the name. I'm the origin story girl, so I wanted to hear the origin story of this business, all that you offer, and make sure people know how they can pour into your current location, and then how we can sign up early, because Mama needs a whole everything for the future location.
So BlackBellaDC was it started out to be a collaboration, but it didn't really end up that way. So a friend and I were just exploring this body contouring world, and we kind of splintered. And that's one of the gems that I've learned about businesses as well. Partnerships, how to formulate partnerships, how to document partnerships. Start it the way you want to end it. Make sure it's an amicable structure so that if it does end, you're not falling around on the ground crying and carrying on. So BlackBellaDC, when I got the idea of this business, it was in search of a way to slim down my body on a budget, like balling on a budget. At that time, I knew that I couldn't leave my corporate job. I couldn't afford a surgery. I couldn't afford the time off from work. And I had learned about the non-invasive treatments. Pardon me, I have my fan on and I'm doing too much. Sorry, guys.
But you here?
Yeah. So in that experience, I found out about the non-invasive treatments. And at that time, no women of color were in this business. I learned that it was either like the Boniquas or the Latina people, or it was the European spa, and it was so priced out of reach that women could maybe get a treatment on Mother's Day, and then it would be like go straight to a MD's place, like a plastic surgeon. And the plastic surgeons, they don't care if it's a machine. They're going to charge you their working rate. So if it's going to get you some fat off, a plastic surgeon's going to get his plastic surgeon rate. He has to pay his insurance and so. So I said, oh my gosh, if this stuff really works, it's something to this. And again, when I say I searched the world. I didn't search DC and Maryland. I went down to the tip of Florida. I went back all the way up this eastern ward up to New York. I was up in the cut in Brooklyn with everybody, pretending like they can't speak English. Then I said, okay, I have a passport. I went to Southeast Asia and explored Morocco, all these other, China, Japan, so. And what I saw was they were already doing this. These countries are like decades ahead of us in this. Getting your body treatments done was like getting your nails done over there. And I said, we need that here. So I started in my living room in Southeast with proof of concept, invested a few thousand in a machine, got on a Zoom with some girls in Bucaramanga and started practicing on my friends and family. And then it got to a point where I was like, I don't know these people in my living room. I need it somewhere else. And I literally just started scaling it from the living room to a suite a larger suite, and so on. And now I'm in the space where I am here, about 1,200 square feet in Lanham, 4 treatment rooms, bursting at the seams. And it was like the beginning of something great. But in the name, I felt it was important. It was very scary. I'm going to tell you that. I'm sitting here gambling with my retirement, and I'm thinking, I'm going to call this business Black Bella, pretty black lady, essentially. What if nobody white wants to come over here? What if they see me as being kind of racist? This is the stuff that we have. Other people don't have to think about this. It's a lot
at all
in a black woman. But I thought that it was very important for us to know that this is me, this is you, this is of us, this is for us primarily. Now, other people can come, but I wanted people to know that I understand where you were coming from. I understand the Black woman in wellness journey. I understand how it's just actually, we just are giving ourselves permission to take care of ourselves in our households. And I also wanted people to know I'm a Washingtonian, I'm in DC. Don't think it's Black Bella in the Bay. No, it's Black Bella right here in DC. So I put it all in the name so that people could spell it, say it easily, find it easily. And again, proof of concept. I just wanted to make my first $5,000 back. So it just kept going. And then I had to quit my good job. And here we are. So.
Now, there are a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that I know are checking in. I can see them in the comments. So, Josie, I'm going to ask you, you started in your living room. How scary was that to start? Because I think the difference between you and what you have now and where you started and other folks who could be there right along with you is that hesitance to even start it without all the money, without all the big team. You know what I mean?
And that's why you have to have a plan. And then, as you were saying, how Chase helped you with your business plan, so many of us start things with a dream, and dreaming is great. But you also have to keep your lights on at home, pay your car note, all those other things still have to go. So I keep on telling people, because I do help people to launch this business. So I do training and development. When I travel, I have my machines made and all that. I literally have like a business in a box for people who are interested in this niche. But a part of that business development is making it commonsensical. So you have to have seed money. And you have to be practical because you still have to pay your bills at home. So you have to be ready to work. I was working my full-time job in the morning, coming in and taking a couple clients in the middle, and then going to school out in Lithicum, almost Baltimore, Maryland, every day for 3 years or something. I literally worked 7 days a week. I was getting home from school every night at almost midnight. How bad do you want it? Do you know what I mean? So you have to be willing to invest in yourself, and that's your money, your sweat equity, but it has to make sense. So I didn't just jump out and rent a building. I was in my living room intentionally. I said, I got $5,000. I'm going to invest this $5,000. I went to Jamaica and Mexico and got nothing back from that, really. I've wasted $5,000 on pocketbooks before trying to be a baller. So I said, if I don't make it with this $5,000, I could chalk it up to the game, but at least I know I tried. I went on Craigslist and got that used massage table that broke down on me eventually for $80 from somebody in Adams Morgan. I pieced it together. I went to IKEA and went in the as-is section and got a $10 cabinet. I was putting it together, problem solving. That's what being an entrepreneur is. It's about 90% problem solving. So I invested in myself. I believed in myself. I poured in myself, and I love analytics, and I measured what I was doing. Is it working? Is it good? Do people like it? Will they pay for it? Will they pay more for it? And I just kept scaling up to the next and the next and the next thing. And then here we are, like, building stuff out. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. So
your story is amazing. And I want to thank you again for making time. It's a beautiful Friday. Both of you ladies could be out here doing whatever, however, with whomever. And instead, you pulled up for me in the village. And I feel like, Josie, people hearing your story, now there's some seeds planted, like, okay, what should my next step be? Instead of going to brunch first thing Sunday, is this the Sunday that I sit down and write out my business plan possibly with a homemade mimosa and figure it out, and then let me go to chase.com/business consultant and find out what else I need. See, before I let you go, can you put the details for Black Bella DC in the comments, and then I will make sure that I pin them. I'll also add it when I post this. And then, Christina, you know we always rep with you because you got what we need. You and what part of Bella. It's the perfect happy by accident. Village, I'm going to say it's divine intervention. That's see, Josie was over here, Christina was over there, she saw that Chase, she did that, phone calls made. Oh, I love the collector. So, Christina, we're going to run through the business, the program one more time, where people can find you, where they can get the info, and how you can't wait for them to have their first session and then become a future class of 2023, 24, 25, 26.
I just got to say that Josie really exemplifies the difference between making it and doing what needs to be done, because she understands the sacrifice. She understands the burning the torch at both ends of the candle, in the morning, in the night, and like everything that's not sexy about entrepreneurship. She's that. And that's what's gotten her to where she is today. And that's what a lot of people need more than anything, more than before they need a consultant, before they need a business plan. They need grit, determination, perseverance, and confidence, and, you know, the stamina to go through what it really takes and make the hard decisions and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, maybe you need to keep that 9-to-5 job, because some people do. And that's the problem that we're coming across, is that people want what seems to be the luxurious look of where she's at today without knowing anything about what she did to get here and how she kept going until she got here, and what it takes and how hard she works on Sunday doing things like focusing on her numbers and her spreadsheets that she loves, that she didn't mention, because she has spreadsheets that she goes and she looks at the numbers. And that's all the combination of what makes a successful entrepreneur. So I couldn't
thank you
like let her go without saying that, because she was like probably one of the best clients I ever met, because she had the fundamentals. Her credit was good. She made sure it's where it needed to be. She already had a relationship with the bank, so she was able to take advantage of the credit opportunities that was afforded to her. And then on the back end, I just came in and said, look, it's time to stop spending all your money and leveraging other people's money and paying yourself, and you know, start showing it on paper, because that's not sustainable. And that's not what you want for your life. That you want to grow and get bigger. So you've already got everything going. It was just those little things, tweaks, and showing her what the formulas look like and the numbers we want to see. And, you know, luckily she was very prepared. So,
well, I'm happy that you mentioned that. But remember when we first talked and you were like, well, Poet, what do you want me to say? What do you want to have these conversations for? For that. We often see the video when you cut the ribbon at the business, or when you dangling the keys to the house, or when you pulling up with the car with the bow on it. Ain't nobody know about her 7-day work week for a couple of years, possibly on boiled eggs and oodles and noodles, to make sure that she had, you know what I mean? So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing the Buy Black First Fridays. I feel like people need to know the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful of entrepreneurship. And I'm telling you, the video, I follow Pinky Cole. I grew up with her in Baltimore. I'm looking at that like, what? And then from then on the Chase side, I'm like, oh, well, sis, you about 8 steps ahead of where you're supposed to be. That didn't happen until level 12. You got to please complete and pass level 2. But it's coming. So I'm thankful that, Chris, you're willing to come and have honest conversations about what the program expectations are. And if you ain't ready, then you need to make sure that you are before you enter here. For you, Josie, being so transparent about the good, bad, ugly, the amazing, the not so great parts of the journey, I guarantee you've given people tools for their toolkit who are sitting somewhere stuck. So how can we find you, Chris? How do we find this program? Where are we pulling up? and yeah, all of that. Because I'm taking y'all be thinking I'm joking. I be taking notes every time.
And it's a national program, so people can share it with their friends. There's consultants all across the country. I mean, everybody's not me, but I'm just joking.
Dang. But I'm sure you know somebody who has a business that could use this, share the wealth is what I say. Yeah. Sharing it only adds to your blessings. So you tell us where we need to go, Chris, where we need to find you, and then I got you. All right, y'all, I'm going to pin that for those who want to grab it real quick. And then, ladies,
when this particular incubator is so valuable and important, because when you're in the life of an entrepreneur, it's lonely. And a lot of times people are talking to their friends about this. They're not about this life. They don't know. So having an actual qualified, skilled group or a contact or a resource that you can reach out and call out and ask all those questions is so valuable. Like it's crazy. Because a lot of times I just talk to myself. So you cannot do it by yourself. You need to be, again, moving in blocks of success, moving with people who are doing what you're doing, thinking like you're thinking. This is not stuff for your friends and family necessarily. They don't know what you're talking about. So it's very important to start reaching out, looking for the resources like the Chase Bank Minority Enterprise Incubator and other things. And if you're in Washington, D.C., we're our own country, basically. It's more funding, grants, opportunity, groups, incubators. We have more resources here in the DMV than anyone else. So please take
people keep saying there are no programs, and I'm like, nah, y'all just ain't got the right credible message sharing a good word, because there's something for almost everyone. And you also have to be willing to go find it and work for it. So
it's a lot of work.
If you can Google Cardi B, you can Google grants for me.
And when you all talk about this entrepreneur life, you wouldn't even know. Yesterday, I was outside in the parking lot of this building, breaking down a pallet of product, stocking it in my car. It's not sexy. You know what I mean? But it's rewarding. That's my product, my custom product going on the shelves of the space that's being built for me. You know what I mean? But I'm out there heave-ho and lifting with my legs, slinging boxes. Nobody's showing that part on Instagram.
Well, we are now. And that's why we sitting down every first Friday and doing our Buy Black First Fridays alongside JP Morgan Chase. That Chase Minority Incubator program is everything, and it's complimentary. I like that Chris uses that word. Complimentary. Like, yeah, it's free, but it's going to complement you, your business, and your finance. So see, it's complimenting everything. Sort of like all the Black Girl Magic on your screen right now. Hope this complimented your evening and your day. I want to thank you for joining us for this episode. Ladies, best piece of advice, not just for those who are starting the path or on the path of entrepreneurship, but for those of us just trying to accomplish anything. Hell, it could be trying to make my bed daily or to get to the gym 3 times a week. Best piece of advice to get whatever that goal is that you have done.
Believe in yourself.
I would say start small and just, whether it's 10 minutes a day, write the goal down on paper and just, move towards it just a little bit every day.
And that is how we are buying Black on this first Friday. Again, we want to send love, light, and energy to Josie Harris, CEO, owner of BlackBellaDC. What does she do? Massages, skincare, body contouring, post-surgical care, and as you see, a little love and a little education. See, she does edutainment too. You already know Christina Sakar over there VPing as only she can, all up in Chase trying to consult you to what we say? We want 6 to 10 figures, right, Josie? We don't just want 6. We want like 10, 12 figures. Yeah. Like, 6 figures. What's that? I can want 12 or 20. Thank you. We will see you the first Friday of May. We'll be back. Me and Chris, we're going to bring in another special guest, and we're going to keep using our experiences to teach others. We have conversations of what building generational wealth and ending disparities looks like. It starts here. With starting, put your money where your mouth is, 30 billion, JP Morgan Chase said this is what we're going to do, and then executing it amazingly and then talking to the folks who witnessed it to come back, plant the seeds for those who thought it wasn't even possible. So Christina, JP Morgan Chase, thank you. BlackBellaDC, I will be seeing you soon. I don't know what else kind of glow you can give this skin, but Mama wants it. I want it all.
I got you.
Until next time, Village, we love you. We see you. You are needed and appreciated. And with that, go forth into this weekend. Happy Good Friday. Be kind to yourself and treat folks like you want to be treated. I'm telling you, it's an amazing space to be in. I love y'all. See y'all in a month. Peace out. That makes me so happy.